So, it's quite a big beast now. But it started very humbly with my co-founder, the late Tim Sheehy, who was a great friend. It started in his garage in 239 Carver Road, and the administration headquarters was a box bedroom in my house in Blackrock, and we had to move out of that because my wife became pregnant and we needed to put the son somewhere. In the first number of years, we were whatever 2 levels below lean is, we were that. So we moved from the 239 Carver Road, and we moved to a shed in Crossguns Bridge. And the guy who owned the shed had across the yard had a beautifully renovated train station. And stunning architecture, antiques, etc. And across the yard, he had this galvanized roof, tarmac floor shed, and that became our office for about 3 years.
What were you doing?
What were we doing?
Yeah, what were you doing back then?
We were selling and maintaining printers.
Okay.
It did have electricity, but it didn't have running water. So in the morning, we'd literally fill up the kettle with a standpipe in the yard. If we didn't have a loo, so we're waiting on our landlord to come in at 10 o'clock before we could use the loo. So that obviously created some challenges from time to time. Every evening, I would take the mugs and put them in a yellow basin, and I'd bring them home, and I'd bring them back the next day washed. So when we say lean, we really mean lean.
Long way from managed offices you were reared.
Absolutely.
But that makes you, I don't know, like I always love hearing, that's the beauty of this, is that it's long forms. We get over an hour and a half, we get to talk really about the evolution of stuff, because too often nowadays it's all these sound bites. People hear you saying something slick online, they're like, oh cool, but they don't understand this. They don't remember, you started in a shed maintaining printers.
Yeah.
Like that's a long way from today. Like there's just beautiful evolution.
And we try in some way, we don't want to live in the past.
No, but you've got to what's the word, not reflect on it, but you got to like recognize it. You got to not celebrate it either, but kind of go, this is it.
But if you go into the office in East Point, you'll see a timeline along the walls of when we started, where we lived, where we operated the business from, big customer wins, strategic technology pieces that we did, acquisitions that we've done, etc. Because it's really important for us that people understand where we've come from. We're quite happy to go into a bid as the underdog, and that we're fighting to be number one. We're quite happy to be in that position, because to me it drives a certain energy. I remember we were doing this branding exercise, and we had this great guy, a guy called Kieran O'Gara, and he was facilitating and doing it. So we're in a hotel room, and there's all of our senior team, and Kieran turns to the group and he said, "So, if Ergo was a car, what car would it be?" And the consensus was that it was a Volkswagen Passat with a tow bar. Okay, so strong, sturdy, not flash, got a job done. And he said if Ergo was a football team, what football team would be? And there was only one answer to that, and that was Manchester United. Okay, because that's where my
oh God, we've a lot to talk about.
Absolutely, but look,
we might have to cancel the business pod just to a United pod here.
Well, look. We a
Passat to United. I think we're more a Passat nowadays.
Yeah, let's connect the Manchester United story to Succession in a moment, okay?
Okay.
Because I've got very very clear thoughts on that.
Okay, I'd love to hear where this is going. Go on.
So he then said to so it would be Man United, and there was kind of silence in the room. And I said, I need to give you my perspective on this. So. For complete transparency, I'm from the north side. I'm from Finglas. I fell in love with a woman who wanted to live on the south side, and I now live on the south side. So I can straddle both sides of the Liffey.
Every great love story.
But I said, to me, Ergo is north side. It has that grit about it. It's north side. it's working class. And I started, without even thinking about it, I started going into the Jimmy Rabbit moment when he was given on the steps. Do you remember that moment?
I do.
Yeah.
Great film.
And I didn't quite go all the way where he referenced a certain race of people. Yeah. But it was very much in that vein. I remember the head of marketing, Kira, at the time going, holy crap, is this where this day is going to go?
That's never going to make the brochure.
No.